Peace to the family. Peace to the family. Come on in. I won't stay long. Peace to the family. Peace to the family. I won't stay in here long. Peace to the family. Peace to the family. Y'all come on in here. We everything except for African. And I'm sick of that shit. Come on in. Please come on in. Come on in. Please come on in. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. What's up? So now we saying we Hebrew Israelites. We from Israel. We from Utah. we everything except for Africans. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm going around, I'm seeing posts, and people are claiming everything except for African. What the fuck is going on? I don't get it. Somebody tell me what the fuck is going on. Last time I checked, I'm from Africa. That's where my DNA comes from. 71% of African Americans, if you take a DNA test, your ass is going to pop up in the Niger, California part of Africa. People saying we indigenous to America. Now, I'm not knocking that we had a small population of people in America. Okay? But we ain't had no nations and shit like that, because if we had nations, we wouldn't allow no damn Europeans to take over the nation that we were already in over here, allegedly. We ain't have the people in the numbers that we, I'm gonna let y'all in. Yeah, we ain't have people in the numbers to ward off any invasions. How the hell we didn't have no nations over here? You know what I'm saying? Big enough to stop any Europeans. Like everyone's saying, we no. All of us African Americans, 71% of our DNA is from the Niger, California. Take the damn test and stop claiming shit that you ain't. We everything except for West Africans. I don't get that shit. Where are the nations that was in America? Where are the damn nations? Where are the kingdoms at? Show us evidence. Show us some evidence about the kingdoms that was here. Matter of fact, show us skeletal remains that shows a human presence before 50,000 years. Y'all can't do that shit. Y'all can't do it. Now, I'm not knocking us being over here for a long time. I will say that, but we ain't have enough. We need more people. I don't believe you. We need more people. The numbers do not add up. We are from the Niger, California. Take a DNA test and stop playing around. I'm sick of this. Take a DNA test. Then go bank your post. Then tell everybody you're a Hebrew. Then go tell, you know what I'm saying? I bet you won't put your DNA test out there. Nah, but you gonna rock the feathers and shit and dress in costumes and shit and not claim you losing your African integrity. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm Team Africa. If you ain't on Team Africa, y'all need to get the fuck up off this post right now, because I'm pissed. All right? I worked hard on trying to figure out who the fuck I was, right? I didn't know. I thought I was Indian too. I took a DNA test, come to find out I'm Nigerian. Shout out to Igbo, right? I did my history. I saw my roots, right? It connected me. You know, I bring receipts. Y'all know me. I'm bringing receipts to the table. Now, don't get me wrong. We had some people here. I can show you evidence of black folks here. I can show you evidence too. Like, I'm not knocking that at all. I never knocked that. I always saying, but we had to come from somewhere. And if we was deep like that over here, where are the ancient kingdoms that was over here and the ancient civilizations of America? Where other than the what you see in Central America, right? Where the shit at? We don't have it. We had more kingdoms in Africa that goes back in. We had nations over there. Now, they might have been corrupt. Some of them might have been corrupt, but at least we have nations going back in antiquity. Show me the fucking evidence. Show me the evidence. Show me the evidence. Compare and contrast. How y'all have a whole nation of like millions of people? People saying we had 1 million people, 1 million black people over here already. I don't believe that shit. I'm sorry. Because if y'all had that many people, y'all shouldn't have ever let this shit go down. How y'all let all this go down? Because if you read the accounts, when they came over here, wasn't a lot of people over here. And if it wasn't for the like this whole slavery thing, Africans stopped that shit. Because whenever they came over here and enslaved the indigenous, whoever was over here, they did it in a way where they had to go to Africa. Oh dang, we tearing these people up over here. We need to go get some Africans. And when they got us, we was like, oh hell nah, we ain't going for that shit. That's why you see all of the rebellions in Haiti and stuff like that, right? Because we ain't forget who the hell we were. Those earlier Africans that came over here, they weren't talking about they were Hebrews. They weren't reading no Christian Bibles. They was like doing that voodoo shit, and they was tearing shit up. That's what they was doing. That's what they was on. That's why you have an accounts of rebellions, several accounts of rebellions from the Africans. Where was the rebellions at when the white man came over here? What was y'all doing? Huh? I don't get that. Like, I don't understand. If y'all was here like y'all say y'all was, deep, where is the evidence? Like concrete evidence. And I don't want to hear nothing about no Bible, something that was made by the Greek and Romans. And that's another thing. Y'all subscribe to the Bible way too damn much. Ain't nothing they like, come on, man. Y'all believe the flood happened? Y'all believe Moses parted the sea? Jesus talking to a burning bush and shit like that? I'm sorry, fam. Show me facts. It don't add up. That's not our stuff, man. And we have an African spiritual belief system that goes back in antiquity. And people up here talking about, man, y'all ancestors in Africa right now rolling over because y'all done lost y'all African integrity. That's what it comes down to. Y'all want to be everything except for African. You lose your that's how they get us. That's how they get your ass. That's how they trick you right back on the boat, because you subscribing to stuff that your ancestors didn't used to subscribe to. Now I'm gonna say this again, because I know we was over here. I'm not saying that none of us was over here. Africans, circled the whole globe, populated the whole shit. But the numbers that y'all talking about, we need more people. I can show you evidence of a black presence in the early Americas. But where are these nations at, and the civilizations? Where are the fucking bones? We got bones in Africa millions of years old. All of the human skeletal remains are the oldest human skeletal remains are mostly found in Africa, of all of them. Australopithecus africanus. Okay? That's millions of years old. You can't even come up with no bones in America that's older than like damn near 50,000 years. Show us, y'all need more people. Okay? Bones in Africa are older. Then somebody said something about, I'm hearing somebody say something about Utah. What the fuck is this Utah shit? We ain't, like, come on. Kemet is in Utah now. I've been to Kemet. I've been to Africa. That shit is not in Utah. I would have saved a lot of money going to Utah had I known that Kemet was in Utah. I mean, damn, really? Y'all be tripping. Where are the structures? Where are the evidence? Where is the primary? Like, stop getting, if y'all, like, I'm telling you, ask for primary sources and evidence. If they ain't coming out with no receipts, it's fugazi. If you ain't take a DNA test, stop claiming that you this and you that. Know for sure. But nah, y'all don't want to take DNA test because some people don't believe in a DNA test. But if your ass was on child support and they try, you know what I'm saying, and you trying to not pay money, you'll take that fucking test. You know what I mean? If you was locked up and they trying to commit, trying to lock a crime on you, what's going to get you out of that crime? A DNA test. All of a sudden it's relevant then, but it's not relevant to your ancestry. I don't get it. Y'all don't make no sense. Come on, man. It's 2023. Right? And we still don't know where the hell we from. We talking about we indigenous to this place? No, we ain't. Even the white man telling you that. Because they know. We the only ones don't know. We everything for African. Look at all of the stuff that I post about DNA. Niger codophonia. If you take a DNA test, you're going to be coming up 71%. Niger codophonia. Okay? Niger codophonia is a big ass part of Africa. Okay? Bantu. We are not indigenous to America. I'm not going for that. I don't buy it. And if y'all buy it, y'all are smoking some shit I need to smoke. Please roll that shit up and sell it. I mean, for real, because I need some. Y'all tripping. We African. I'm Team Africa. If you ain't Team Africa, you need to get the fuck up out of here. I'm straight up on this. I'm straight up. Team Africa all day. Now, I'm not saying Africans wasn't over here. You got the oldest boat in Africa, in West Africa. Y'all know that? The oldest damn boat is in West Africa. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like we, you know, it's not like people don't give people credit enough for like going places and shit. Like Africans stayed in one place the whole damn time. Like people don't travel. Everybody like to go on vacation. Shit. You think black people stay in one place waiting for some white man to tell them what to do? No. We went around the world in different regions of the world, different climates of the world. Okay? So you coming on here on my post telling me I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I'm not no damn Jew. You go to Israel and tell them that shit and see what happened to your ass. Ask an Ethiopian Jew what happens to you when you go up there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because they don't give a shit about y'all up there like that. You claiming something that came out of Roman Greco era. You think the Bible is a historical document, and it's not. You don't read anything else except for the Bible. Come on now. Even in the Bible, it says, obey your slave master. I just made a post about that. The first damn book they handed to Africans was the Bible. Obey your slave master. I ain't reading none of that garbage. I'm sorry. Team Africa. My ancestors resides in Africa. Okay? So wake the fuck up. Take a DNA test and start from there first before you get up here. You know what I mean? Because all it does, you converts, man. You like dressing up for costumes and shit. Y'all a bunch of converts, man. You converted. Look at history and look at how many converted. Read the book Slave Religion. They was trying to convert us over there and we wasn't having that shit. We was like, nah. They tried to baptize us. We just was like, nah, get that shit up off me. I'm African. You know what I mean? It took a long time. But they got us because a large majority of us think that we not from Africa. How the hell you not from Africa? You got an African nose. You got African lips and shit like that. Come on, man. I love my people. People in Africa look just like me over there. And I'm going to deny my Africanness and say I'm part of some damn place that discriminated against my people? No. And subscribe to a book that enslaved my people? No. Wake up, family. Wake the fuck up. 2023, and we ain't playing. Team Africa. Straight up. You know, I'm sick of everybody being, well, I'm from here. Like, take a DNA test. Do that. Take a DNA test and stop playing around. You know? Take a DNA test. They handed slaves Bibles. I hear you, Team Bible. They handed all of the slaves Bibles right off of the boat. And you Team Bible still to this day. That's a damn shame. You know what I'm saying? You Team Bible still. I hear you, brother. You know it says obey your slave master in that Bible too, right? Right? Do you read the whole thing? Deuteronomy. Y'all, I mean, is it a prophecy or is it something that already happened? Like, they already did evidence and they didn't, like there wasn't no Exodus in Egypt. You know, that shit never happened. They had people that spent billions of dollars trying to figure that out and wasted their money and haven't came to any conclusions about an Exodus. So you're subscribing to something that never happened or somebody talked about. These are stories that was made up. The Sea of Galilee. Romans went in there and was fucking shit up. That's what that happened. You know, the correlations in the Bible. If you don't know Theodosius, you shouldn't be a Christian. If you don't know all of those names and all those people that had influence into the Bible, you need to look at who made that Bible, who constructed the Bible. Look at where it goes back. It has Greco-Roman ties. Josephus. Come on, man. If y'all don't know Josephus or Theodosius and shit like that, and y'all subscribing to a book, y'all believe this book though. Like, I don't get it. Y'all believe the book, but you don't subscribe to DNA. Like, really? So Jesus talked to a burning bush or whatever. It was like Moses part of the damn sea. I mean, my people, man, like I know we know better. Cause I don't know, we'd be doing better, but I would like to think that we should know better than believing in a book that somebody made up. Like, damn, you from Africa, man. Stop tripping. Yes, I believe DNA. If your ass is on trial, you believe in DNA too. If a baby, like if a woman trying to put you on a stand and try to get that money off your ass, you'll believe in DNA too, my brother. So don't play with me, okay? It don't matter until it matters. Like, y'all tripping. Y'all are tripping. And y'all believe everything that Bible say. Every goddamn thing the Bible says y'all believe. But y'all don't believe your DNA. And y'all don't believe y'all from Africa. And y'all don't believe we had kingdoms and nations and shit. Y'all believe there was kingdoms and nations over here, but y'all can't come up with the evidence or proof to prove it. I got receipts, man. Straight up. All right? Receipts. Show us evidence. We Hebrew Israelites. We are not. Show us evidence of a Hebrew culture in West Africa. Y'all can't show me no Hebrew culture in West Africa prior to our contact with Europeans. Come on, man. Prior to our contact with Europeans, when was we talking about Yahweh? Come on, man. If you go down to where we were from, they weren't talking about no Yahweh. They weren't talking about no, like Europeans had a hard time converting us. If you read history, Hebrews, Israelite is all of the same. It's all under the same roots. It got the same roots. Any of that Abrahamic stuff, we was not on that shit. Nobody was talking about Yahweh on the boat or before we got on that boat. We was on some different stuff. Igbo culture is different. Yoruba culture is different. Come on, man. I know some of my Igbos know what I'm talking about. I know some of the people that's from Yoruba know what I'm talking about. Boom. You see the culture from West Africa go over to the Caribbean. You see the culture from West Africa go into Brazil. But you don't see any Yahweh transferred over. You don't see that. You don't see it until these missionaries came or until Africans that was converted go back to Africa talking that shit to them Africans. Now that they done got converted. That's the only time you see that. It's a fake ass movement. And y'all wearing costumes. I'm sorry. Y'all don't want to hear that. Y'all don't want to take a DNA test. But y'all won't believe all of that stuff that's in the Bible like that stuff belong. They don't. And like it happened in like real time. No, that didn't happen. We are Africans. We come from Africa. That's our ancestral homeland. That's where we from. But y'all won't take a DNA test. Y'all will put these feathers on and thinking y'all a part of something else. You know? Now, I'm not denying, I will never deny our presence over here. I can show you proof. I got proof because, you know, I study shit like that. I know some of us was over here, but did we have a nation of people? Hell nah. Did we have a kingdom? Where's the nations, the kingdoms, and the civilizations that would have went on through antiquity? If we had, y'all need more people. We don't believe you. I'm sorry. Okay? Don't be showing us this and that. Like, we need the evidence. Where are the skeletal artifacts of humans that would have been over here long enough? You had more skeletal remains in Africa. A diverse amount of skeletal remains. That's why they call it the cradle of civilization, because you have the most diverse amount of skeletal remains going back to Australopithecus, Africanus. Okay? Show us that over here. Show us that over here. Okay? Show us that over here. And the Olmec culture, that's a relatively new civilization as opposed to anything that went back in Africa. And them brothers are from Africa. Like, y'all like people don't go nowhere and travel. Y'all like to travel. Come on, man. Everybody like to travel. We just sit in one place. If the climate and your environment change, you might have to move. And that's what happened. People move around. Some people ended up in the Americas, but not a whole nation of people. And if y'all was deep like that, the slavery wouldn't have ever went down, because y'all would have stopped them at the damn gate and was like, nah, we black. We black. Y'all can't come in to our nation, but y'all ain't do that. Where the fuck was y'all at? Huh? Y'all ain't do that shit. Y'all let this whole shit ride out. All of y'all indigenous people talking that shit, y'all let this shit ride out. It was us Africans who stopped that shit. Y'all know that. They was taking y'all out. If that's who y'all want to be, they took all y'all out and they switched that shit to us. It's like, there's books. I've posted books about this shit. So I got my receipts. They stopped messing. They was like, y'all was dying at a rapid rate. Y'all could not defend yourselves. And all of a sudden, they was like, damn, we a little hard. What's his name? I forgot his name. But one of them dude, he was a Christian dude. He came over here, saw the whole thing. Was like, yo, we treat him so bad. Let's go to Africa. You know what I'm saying? And they picked us up. And when they got us over here, we was like, hold up. We ain't having that shit. That's why you see the first rebellions happen when they switch the labor force from over here to over there. So if y'all was deep like that, y'all, where the hell was it? Like, y'all ain't help at all. Like, stop saying y'all was deep like that. I can understand, like, a couple of people over here, that's how it happened. Like, y'all, like, this place could not get taken over. You know what I mean? If y'all had that many people. As y'all say that, unless y'all was complicit. Now, Africa had people. They had civilizations. Might have been corrupt civilizations. Might have been corrupt. But we had civilizations. And we had kingdoms that go back in antiquity. And there's proof. You had a Songhai Empire. You had the Mali Empire. You had the Ghana Empire. Like, I can talk about shit in Africa all day, but y'all can't talk about shit except for the Grand Canyon and Utah and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Well, we got Utah and the Grand Canyon, but I can talk about the Songhai Empire. I can talk about the Mali Empire. I can talk about the Nubians. I can talk about the Zulus. I can talk about a handful of everybody in Africa that contributed to the resistance. Where the hell was y'all at? Okay? Peace, Indigo. I see you, sister. Where the hell was y'all at? We resisted. Now, we still resisting. I can talk to y'all about the empires in Africa, but y'all can't talk to us nothing about no empires that was in the Americas. Where was the empires? Where was the kingdoms? Where was the civilization of black people that y'all claim that was here before we got here? Because y'all be dissing us like shit, like y'all ain't African, and I'm offended. As an African, I'm offended by that shit. You know what I'm saying? And several other Africans are offended by it. Like, where was y'all at? Because it was Team Africa that stopped that shit. It was Team Africa that started the rebellions. It was Team Africa that had the original civilizations. It was Team Africa that have all the damn skeletal remains of human life. Team Africa got that shit. Not in Israel, not in Utah, and damn sure not in the Grand Canyon. Stop saying that shit. Come on here with facts. Read some books outside of the Bible. All y'all read, like, y'all got Bible verses up the yin yang. But y'all don't got no, like, really? Come on, man. It was Africans that got us out of that slavery, dog. It wasn't no damn indigenous people. Where the fuck was y'all at when we needed y'all the most? So don't come up here talking shit about Africans, because I'm going to say something about the shit. All right? I'm going to say something about it. Y'all like y'all scared. Like, most people talking shit, they're saying they this and they that, won't take a DNA test because you're scared. Because you don't want to claim West Africa because you know the history. Yes, it's a dark history. Yes, you know, a lot of shit went down. Okay? But what I'm saying is, you're not going to tell me that I'm from the Americas. You're not going to tell me that I'm some Hebrew Israelite. Because I know my history, I know my people, and that's not, that. I like, it don't even feel right. It feel like a costume that you're trying to fit on in. Take your ass to Israel right now and see what happened to the black Jews that go. They get discriminated on all the time. And that's what y'all want to be. Y'all want to be like that? They ain't even let, they let the Ethiopians in and stuff, and they dogging them out right now, still to this day. Y'all don't know about that because y'all don't read no history. Go over there and tell them you a Hebrew Israelite and see what they do to your black ass. See what they do to your black ass. See how they treat your black ass over there. Since you everything except for African, go on over there with your people. Hebrew, Israelite, Jew, I don't care. All that shit is the same. Christianity, it's all under the umbrella of Greco-Roman BS to me. It is non-indigenous. To me, it's anti-African, because those were the texts that invaded our people. It was texts like that that came in there that got us thinking the way we do, turning on each other, saying you ain't even African. That's how they got your ass on the damn boat, because you was wearing those costumes, and they threw that shit on you. Islam too. Islam, all of that is under the same shit to me. Christianity, Islam, Judaism, any of those Abrahamic belief systems, those were the downfall of Africa. And most of us are subscribing to it, some of us, and it divides us still to this day. Got you saying you from over here and you from over there, when 71% of our DNA come from the Niger California. Look it up. I'm not just saying this shit. Look it up. Look it up. 71% of African American DNA comes from the Niger California region. These are facts, and I'm delivering them shits to y'all. But nah, y'all want to be from the land of Israel and saying that Utah and shit like that is where we from, and y'all want to say that the land of Judah was in Ouida. I looked that up. The land of Judah was not in Ouida. That was a slave trading place. Okay. All right. There wasn't nothing about no Judah over there. Y'all want to be those people? Okay. Now, at least we had nations. We had civilizations that can go back in antiquity. If y'all can't, you know what I'm saying? If y'all can't prove that y'all had nations and civilizations of people, y'all don't got shit to stand on. Prove it. Don't just be showing some cloudy ass, dark ass, grainy ass picture and shit like that without no sources, no primary sources. I mean, I'm coming at y'all real hard with this shit, man, because I believe in my people. I know where I'm from. I'm not going to believe no book that tells me who I am and tell me I'm a cursed people. Come on, y'all cursed because of some book. We cursed people now. I don't believe a damn thing that book says. Now, I had, don't get me wrong, I wasn't always like this. My mama, you know, she highly religious. I grew up going to Sunday school. Come on, I ain't gonna trip. But I woke the hell up. I woke up. I learned where the Bible come from. Half the shit I know about the Bible now, I ain't know about then. Y'all reading that Bible like it's like facts. Jesus talked to a burning bush. Moses parted the sea. I mean, really? Y'all was lost for 40 years in the desert and shit like that? Like, come on, yo. Really? We from Ham and all of that? They say we the curse. I don't believe that. Will you believe you a curse? No, I'm not a curse. My mama raised me fucking right. I'm not a curse. My mama would cuss y'all out if she say, where you from? But no, my mama raised me. I ain't a cursed. We ain't a cursed people. That's that mindset they want your ass to have. Cursed people. I'm from Nigeria. 55% Nigeria. I'll post my DNA again. Y'all don't want to take those tests until it's time to take the test for like child support, or if it's time to take the test to get your ass out of some charges. Y'all to take it then. Man, I ain't trying to go to jail. Well, they say a DNA test can get you out of this thing. Are you willing to take it? Yeah. But ain't you a Hebrew Israelite? Well, I don't give a damn. I ain't trying to go to jail, though. Y'all to take it then. Y'all funny, man. Y'all funny as shit. Y'all funny. Y'all funny. Y'all want to be everything. And I get it, because we've been stripped. That's what happened. We've been stripped of our culture. We've been stripped. And we've been shamed upon. And it's oh my God, he's African. It just, ooh, it puts a bad taste in your mouth. And you see motherfuckers with bones and shit and walking around with diapers and you think that's who we are. Nah, we are a civilized people. We're the first civilized people. I'm proud to be African. I know that my DNA is the oldest. West Africans has the oldest DNA. Africans have the oldest DNA. Genetically speaking, we are the senior branch of the human race. That's how that's how I roll. The senior branch of the human race. Okay? Everything but Africa. I was like, somebody said Utah. I thought they was joking about that Utah shit. I'm like, ain't nobody saying nothing about no Egypt being in Utah. But I was on this live and somebody said something about Utah, and I'm like, I can't believe these motherfuckers talking about Kemet being in Utah. I've been to Kemet, y'all. Y'all seen my shit. I was all there. And if I, like, damn, I wish I would have saved a lot of money had we known that Kemet was in Utah. Did y'all know that shit? I was like, God damn, I done spent money. My ticket said Africa. When I went to Kemet, my shit said Africa, not Utah. Y'all are some simple-minded motherfuckers, and y'all need to be told that shit. I've been polite for a long time about it, but y'all are ignorant to the truth, and y'all don't believe anything nobody say. You know what I'm saying? And y'all need a wake-up call. You want to be everything except for African. Take a DNA test before you start talking shit. Have the people that stop talking shit. Oh, damn. They got those results back, and they was like, oh, shit. My shit say Niger, California. My shit say Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Congo, all that shit. You know, take the damn test and stop fooling around. Take the test. Take a DNA test. Y'all won't take it unless y'all have to take it. That's the kind of people y'all are. Y'all won't take the DNA test unless y'all are forced to take that shit. Damn, dog. She say I might be the dad, man. I think I might need to take this DNA test, man, because I ain't trying to pay. If your ass ain't trying to pay child support, you'll take a DNA test. If your ass ain't trying to get locked up for charges, you'll take a DNA test. But if you want to find out your ancestral mother home, you don't want to take one, I don't get it. I don't get it. Take the damn test. It will save you a whole lot of information. Because you know how much you wasting your time thinking you fucking from Israel? You wasting a whole chunk of time. That's a time wasting thing to be searching in an area that you're not even from, right? Or don't even connect your people to. Okay? You wasting time. You reading the book, is telling you your people over there, but your people right over here. And then you take the test, you find out. Like, I found out more stuff. Like, all I needed to do was have a compass. The DNA test gave me a compass. And I'm like, all right, okay, I can start with there. I can just kind of look, I home in my shit. Which DNA? Yo, for real though. I mean, everybody. I'm like, I don't get it. And I'm gonna keep it real, family, because I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I got like one of my best friend. He sometimes subscribe to that, and we have arguments all of it like it. But I told him, I was like, man, you know what? Like, when it comes to getting together on some wrong, whether it's wrong or y'all come together, y'all be deep, man. Y'all saw that purple and shit. I'm like, damn, they look like a marching band out that motherfucker, yo. They deep. I was like, oh shit. Damn, it looked good seeing brothers and sisters together, but like, I hate when we got the wrong information. It reminded me of the Million Man March. I was I'm old enough to be a participant in the Million Man March that went down in the 90s. For those who don't know, I'm from Washington, D.C. And, Farrakhan had a lot of people in the Million Man March. I felt that, that energy of having us all together on the same sheet of music. And like, it's nice to see brothers and stuff, Power Rangers. It's nice to see brothers and sisters come together. So, like, positively speaking, I ain't gonna knock that shit. But, like, y'all ain't, like, come on, man. Put the right uniform on. Like, y'all wearing the wrong jersey. It's like, I feel like y'all wearing DMV in the house. That's right. I feel like y'all wearing the wrong, like, jersey. Y'all need to be rocking that Team Africa. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to be rocking that. A lot of people hate it. I mean, and this is why, because they believe that the Israelites or the Israelites, the Jews, the Hebrews, whatever y'all want to call, I all put that shit together. But they think that, the Egyptians enslaved them, and they claim they built the damn pyramids and shit. That's some bullshit too. How y'all build pyramids in Egypt and don't got none in Israel? I don't get it. Where the pyramids at in Israel? Where's the pyramids at in Palestine, the Canaan, and all that? Like, y'all be tripping. But they believe that biblical tale. So they got this animosity against Africans. And that's kind of where it's at. It's like, nah, the Africans kind of put us into slavery and stuff. And we was the ones that built the pyramids. And we the true, Judah. And I'm like, nah, bro, that shit, they done looked, they done studied, and they came up with some dry evidence that doesn't support anything about a presence of Hebrews being enslaved in Africa and building the pyramids. These are facts, family. and I'm gonna deliver facts to you. I posted that shit. You know, now to say that we everything but African is bizarre to me. I just find it bizarre. You know, when I don't know, I feel, every time I feel like we've come a long way, but I feel like we've taken steps back. With this thing. Take a DNA test. Take a DNA test. Stop claiming stuff that you ain't, in my opinion. Take a DNA test. Start there first. Don't just claim you this and you that, because you find out and you get disappointed. You get all the way into this organization, you find out that this something ain't you. This ain't you. I can't speak Igbo because my people was colonized, bro. But I know where I'm from. I know I ain't no damn Hebrew Israelite. I might can't speak my language, but I know where my people at, and my people know who I am. That's all I need to know. It ain't in Canaan or wherever these biblical places are. It's not there. Why are you pushing DNA thing? I ain't pushing DNA thing. That's evidence. It's called evidence. And you have to use something come on, man. Like, see, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all all spooky to DNA. Why are you using DNA? That's the white man. Like, no, matter of fact, there's a whole African DNA. Like, if y'all tripping about, oh my God, why you using the white man science and shit like that? They have all black, all African owned DNA companies. Look that up. Look it up. If you're afraid of your shit being tampered with, you know what I'm saying? And you just want, you want us messing with your shit, nobody else and shit like that. They got all black owned facilities that do that. And it's the same science. And it's non-biased. So take a damn DNA test, figure out who you are the right way, instead of subscribing to stuff that will put you right back on a slave ship. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be right back on the damn boat fucking with that. You're gonna be right back on that damn boat. You're gonna be right back on the boat. I'm telling y'all. That's what they doing. They trying to trick us right back on the boat. I can, page 6 in page 6 of the Slave Religion. There's a book called Slave Religion. I just posted. The Portuguese came into West Africa. He said he didn't see no Hebrews hanging around there in the 1600s talking about Yahweh. We was on some other shit. That book said we might have been practicing Mohammedanism, and that was only because the advent of Islam that ran through there, because Senegal was an Islamic state and Mali was an Islamic state, and that was another religion that kind of came in early, but wasn't nobody talking about Yahweh at all. Wasn't nobody talking about Jesus. They was trying their damnness, because if they can convert Africans over there early, and they can be more docile when they get them to America. So that's where all of the churches come from, the Sunday schools and shit like that, because they wanted to keep us soft. They wanted you to lose your African integrity. They didn't want you knowing that you knew voodoo. They didn't wanted you to know that you had Yoruba in your family. They didn't want you to know that you was an Igbo, because once you learn knowledge of self, you are unstoppable, okay? But they want you to subscribe into some type of Christianity, something that says obey your slave masters. That's a real biblical scripture. Obey your slave master. You do know that, okay? So what I'm saying to you is, initially this religion stuff was based on control on the indigenous people. Take away their God and place your God. And that's why we call the Lord, and this Lord of your Savior. Like, you ever notice they always say, have you accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? That's some deep ass shit to me. Nah, I have not. And I will never. It comes down to that. Because it's called converting. Because they know we are a spiritual people. We are spiritual at heart. We are spiritual. But they told you to believe into this text. And they take away your spirituality, and then they put Yahweh in there. Believe in Yahweh, or believe in Jesus, or whoever the Messiah is at the time. Whoever they want you to believe in, that's who they're going to tell you. They're going to put it. Who they going to put it in the book? They put it in the book. And they get you to read that shit. And the first damn scriptures in the Bible was shit to how to obey your slave master. I just made a post about that shit, so please watch it. Because that's what they do, family. That's how they get you by religion. Because we are spiritual people. And, we just pretty much, there's a certain word where, not adapted, but we basically mimicked certain religions as our own. So, like, we ain't gonna call him Jesus, but we'll call him Shango. Like, Shango was part of West African spirituality. And y'all, and please, in the chat, somebody say y'all know who I'm talking about. Shango, right? That's, we took those and we pretty much, instead of believing in all in their shit, we just took different aspects of it. So we ain't gonna call him Shango. We're gonna call him Jesus or whatever the case might be. But there's a certain word for it. But that's not us. We have original spiritual belief system that wasn't Christian, wasn't Islamic, wasn't Judaism. It wasn't none of that shit. I'm telling y'all, it was not that. The people that came in and to try to colonize our ass was telling us that. They needed us to convert. So Orishas, that's it. That's what I was trying to say, the Orishas. Now, all of those spiritual systems ties in. You got an Orisha spiritual system. The Dogon had their own spiritual system. And, you had Kemet. And all of it is on some type of spiritual cosmos. That's what we was on, and we anthropomorphized these and put names on them. And I think that was our mistake by kind of humanizing it a little bit. But when the white man came, they was like, all right, we're going to take this and we're going to take it to another level. We're going to call it Serapis. Y'all heard that before. The Greek Serapis, that was the first prototype of Jesus. This was in the Greek Roman times. Then you had Jesus, right? And then all of a sudden, you had Constantine, right? Who makes Christianity the official religion of the Roman, of the Romans, okay? He made that the official religion, not Africans. And people say, well, it was Ethiopia. No, Ethiopia converted to Christianity because they wanted to keep the trade, because the Romans was trading goods into the interior of Aksum. And they was bringing that religious bullshit with them into Africa. And some of us Africans that was in Ethiopia at the time subscribed to it and converted to it. It was business. Religion is a business. It's a business. Okay? It's the business. Okay? And they brought that in there with the trade. And next thing you know, the leader, Nzana, I got the name, converted to Christianity. Look that up. Look at when the Ethiopian converted to Christianity. And that will tell you that it had a Roman influence. And then that's when you start seeing all of those biblical art themes depicted, like blacks and stuff, and Christ and all that shit. They mimic that stuff. They assimilated to that culture. Okay? They assimilated that. And then they brought all that Christianity all into Africa. Then you had a whole war between Christianity, and then you had, between Christianity and Islam. And at certain points in Africa, Christianity ruled the day, and in certain other aspects, Islam ruled the day. You see that in the Songhai Empire. It was an Islamic state. The Mali was an Islamic state. Now, Ghana, before Ghana, you had more indigenous stuff go on. But religions tend to take over indigenous areas, no matter where they are around the world. Look at the history of Christianity and the impact of it. They always killing shit, tearing shit up, fucking shit up, tearing stuff up. Okay? So this stuff goes back into Africa, not in Americas. Like we keep saying that we everything except for Africa. It's kind of sad when all you can do is take a DNA test and figure this shit out. All you gotta do is study. They did a collection of DNA samples of Africans and African Americans, and they came up with the results of 71% of Niger California DNA is in Africans, and you might have a small percentage of European. And that's only because of the transatlantic slave holocaust that happened. Okay, so y'all saying that y'all want to dress in costume like the Power Rangers, like somebody said in the chat. Y'all can do that all day. I ain't about dress up. I'm about knowing my history and figuring it out. Read some books. You know, we shouldn't be in the year 2023 talking about that we ain't from Africa, we from Israel. No, we ain't. Know better, do better. That's what's wrong. That same text is the same, like the same biblical text that y'all subscribing to is the same biblical text that the KKK was using on. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get that. How can the KKK have the same Bible? And like all that stuff is the same to me. I don't care. All of the branches, I don't care. Well, we Hebrews, we ain't Christians or Catholics or whatever the hell y'all are. It's all comes down to the roots, the Greco Roman roots. That's where all of that stuff leads to. Now, as far as Christianity, as far as spirituality is concerned, that came out of Africa. The spiritual part, the lining of the star, like, the Orion's belt and the star Sirius. That's what our shit was based on, cosmic and then earthly things that happen on the earth. We had celestial gods, and then we had gods that was on the earth, like crops and stuff. Like, you have a whole God devoted for yams in West Africa, because we were the first folks that went over there at that time to grow an agriculture in that area. So you have yam festivals to this day in Nigeria and stuff. So we was on some old whole other stuff, some celestial ground rooted stuff, not on no Hebrew Israelite stuff. I'm so sick of everybody not wanting to take a DNA test. Like, don't talk about it if you ain't gonna take it. Like, don't talk shit about it if you ain't gonna take one for yourself. Well, I don't believe it. Like, nah, don't knock nobody else for wanting to know who they are and trying to find out in a scientific way. I mean, like, what else we got to figure out who the hell we are other than science? We got the book. We got the Bible, though. And the Bible tell you don't believe in science. The Bible's saying that the world is like 6,000 years old, too. Who the fuck? Like, really? The Bible said that the world is like maybe 6,000 to 12,000 years old. Damn. But we got bones in Africa that's like millions of years old. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now with that. Come on. Straight up. Y'all believe this Bible that's telling us that the world was only maybe 6,000 to 12,000 years old and all this other shit. But y'all don't want to take a DNA test. Y'all don't believe that that they collected bone fragments and artifacts in Africa that dates back before any other landmass. Y'all don't believe that. Yes, the Bible says the world is 10,000 years old. 10,000 years old. And we got bones in Africa that's older than that. That shit, like, really? And y'all believe y'all from the kingdom of Judah. Y'all take that information. 10,000 years old. Get the fuck out of here. We got bones in Africa that old. The West African human line is older than that. We older than the Bible. That's what they don't want y'all to know, because the minute y'all start finding out about yourselves, y'all say, well, damn, we came here before the Bible was written. We had our own thing going on. Maybe they changed all of this shit. Maybe they had something to do with changing all this. Y'all don't want to think about that, but y'all will take a Bible that was written by Europeans, that was collected together in the Greco-Roman era, and y'all believe that, and talk about Utah and shit. Telling me you gonna tell me I've been to Kemet. I know what I've been to the pyramids. All right, I've been to the temple complexes. I've seen that shit. I've seen on the walls where Christianity tried to come into Africa. I made posts about that shit in Kemet, not in Utah, not in damn Grand Canyon. I would have went to Grand Canyon a long time ago had I known that shit. But y'all can't show me proof and evidence and facts. Y'all base this shit on some biblical text that was given to you when you landed off of the damn slave ship. Like, damn. You believe in something they gave your ass off the boat. They were handing out Bibles like they do in the jail. They give, you know what I'm saying? You get a Bible off the slave ship, and you get a Bible when your ass get locked up. They put a Bible on your bed and shit. They used to, right? They want you to know Jesus. They don't want you to know nothing else. You know, you believe some shit the man handed you off the slave ship, but you don't want to believe that we have evidence of a presence in Africa that dates back millions of years ago. But you're telling me that Moses parted the sea and the 10 Commandments and the burning bush, and like this is crazy. It's some cult shit. It's a cult, man. It's a goddamn cult. I don't know. They trying to get to us, yo. Like, where all this energy come from that you ain't African? I know where it come from. It comes from that hate. You know, the Europeans come over here and they told you to hate yourself like that. Like Malcolm X said, who told you to hate yourself? Like, right? Who told you to hate yourself? We everything except for West African. I don't get it. That's where all the boats came from. It is what it is. They came to North America, to the Caribbeans, and Brazil. Okay? You can look that shit up. All right? Now, that's a sad part of our history that we need to acknowledge. But I'm not ashamed of my history. If it's going to take me back to my people in West Africa, I don't give a fuck. I want to find out. But I'm not going to read a Bible that tells me that I'm cursed. I'm a whole cursed person because of the color of my skin. That's racist ass shit. And y'all don't see it. You ordained to be cursed? Like, come on, man. I'm sorry. I woke up a long ass time ago. I woke up at the Million Man March. That's when I woke the fuck up. I was like 16 years old. And what's my man Jones, the NFL owner that we found in that picture in the 60s and shit? His ass was like 14 or 15. Talking about I was young. I was like 15. I was like 14 or 15 at the Million Man March. Get the fuck out of here with that dumb shit. You knew what the fuck was going on at that age. I knew what the fuck was going on when I was 14 and 15 at the Million Man March. I knew what that was all about. Like, come on, yo. I didn't know, you know, this is too young. I was a young child and shit. Like, nah, motherfucker, you was 14, 15 years old. I was doing all types of shit when I was 14, 15 years old. So you should know better. You should know better. You should know why your ass was there at that school trying to prevent blacks from attending and shit like that. But that's a whole nother thing. But your ass got African DNA. If you're African American, if you check black on that thing, if you check black, I'm an African American, your ass is from the Niger California area. Big ass map, big ass places in Africa. Sierra Leone, Niger California, Congo, South Africa, Nigeria, a whole cluster areas. That's where we from. Why does it matter? Don't ask me no dumbass questions about why does it matter where we from. It matters. It's always gonna matter. Don't ask me no dumbass questions about why does it matter. It always matters where you from. It's gonna matter. Fuck you mean? A child is lost and you find them. It doesn't matter where you're from, little man. Get the fuck out of here. It always matters. We want to find our home. That's why it matters. It doesn't matter. You find a child that's lost and you tell them it doesn't matter. Get the fuck out of here with that dumb shit. I ain't playing today. I'm sorry. No disrespect, but it does matter. Okay, it always matters where you're from. Always matters. That's what's got us in the problem, right? The problem in the situation. People don't know their home. People think they live in the land of Israel. You know what I'm saying? People think they think they were already here. You know what I'm saying? They want to deny the horrible slave holocaust. We need to look at that shit. That will always remind us of what we've been through. And we need to look at the people that helped sold us in slavery too. I'm calling out on those Negroes too. The Negroes that were selling other Negroes into slavery need to be called the fuck out too. I'm not saying they don't. All this shit need to be talked about. It's a hurtful pain and we all are suffering from it. But I'm not going to sit up here and subscribe to some things that I'm not from Africa. Like, no, I'm pro Africa, team Africa all day. Y'all already know. If you ain't team Africa, get the fuck up off here. I'm sorry. You know, but it hurts, you know, not knowing where you're from. And I did a post. I made a YouTube about, you know, the bad part of slavery. Yeah, you had some implicitness some Africans slowed Africans, but it wasn't a whole, like, it wasn't a whole damn, no. You had Europeans demand for slavery. It was a demand for that shit. We ain't build them ships and shit like that. There was a demand for it, and some Negroes sold the hell out. You can know what sellouts are. We got them all over here. Don't know who they are, selling out their people. That happened. I'm not saying that didn't happen. But to say that we're not African is a smack in the face to all Africans, to our brothers and sisters that are over there. Okay? We need to be united, because we got brothers and sisters. I see them. I see my South African brothers and sisters on here all the time. All the time. I see my Nigerian brothers and sisters on here, always trying to make a connection to us. And we up here dissing them over here in America like they ain't shit. Like we don't come from over there. You gonna tell me that you ain't African when you got an African ass nose and African lips, and you got a brother and sister that's in Africa that look just like you? Stop with the bullshit. Take a DNA test and realize that you are not indigenous to America. Now, again, I say we always had some type of a presence here, but to say that we had a whole nation of black people already here, well, where the fuck was y'all army at? Why y'all let the whole shit ride off or ride out like that? If we was deep like we claim to be here in America, Africans United and shit, or Africans Indigenous United, what happened, right? People claiming that we had millions. No, it wasn't like that. Small populations, yes. Nations, no. Okay? Civilizations that was big enough to stop this shit, no. Now, we did in Africa. We had wars fighting for our shit. The white man invented a gun and came there and shot us down, straight up. Handed some other guns to some Africans that was beefing with other Africans. That's how that came, because before the invention of the gun, we was on some hand-to-hand combat shit. Ask the Zulus. Ask the Zulus. They ain't, like, really? Ask the Zulus about hand-to-hand combat. Straight up. And it scared the shit out of them. You know, until the invention of the gun and gun start, you know, it's like having an iPhone. You know, the first gun was like an iPhone 1, but damn, compared to it now, they're unstoppable. Okay? So don't sit up here and tell me that we're from America and we had civilizations over here. We ain't have enough civilizations over here to do shit about it. Like, I mean, really, y'all claiming shit that we not. Like I said, some of us was over here, but we ain't had no nations of people. Africa had plenty of nations that goes back in antiquity. That's what I'm saying. Africa has the bone artifacts that you can trace, right? So if you can trace bones back to like millions of years ago in Africa, you would have common sense to believe that that's where the cradle of civilization is from. It's common fucking sense. But nah, we from Utah. Kemet is in damn the Grand Canyon and shit. Y'all tripping. What about Caribbean people? Yeah, Caribbean people are part of West Africa as well, because they didn't just drop us off up here. They dropped us off all along those coastal plains, you know, up in the Americas, in the Central Americas, and in Brazil. That's where all our people at. Now, what you do find is you find our culture, our African culture, coming from West Africa into the Americas, into the Caribbean, and into Brazil. And you see that. You see the Yoruba bringing in their culture. You see the Vodun. You see all of that stuff. You see masquerades and stuff like that. You see all of this indigenous African culture that's brought over. But you don't see no Yahweh. You don't see no G. We ain't bringing that off the boat. We're not bringing that off. That was foreign to us. Okay? That was foreign to us. You don't see us bringing any Hebrew religion or any of that shit over here unless we were converted to. Okay? The people that's talking that shit like we were Hebrews, no, y'all got converted to that shit. Indigenous Africans had nothing to do with Hebrew Israelites, had nothing to do with Jews, had nothing to do with Christianity, had nothing to do with any of that stuff. They was all about the ancestors. It was all about ancestry. Okay, so to say that we were Hebrew Israelites, nah, that's a disrespecting to my people, because I know damn well that the Igbos was not on that shit. The Igbos are probably one of the most like resistance to that shit. Ebo Landon. They weren't talking about no damn Yahweh on the boat. Because that makes you, you know, you listen to the Bible and you subscribe to that biblical stuff, you're going to be a little bit more dormant, you know, to the resistance. But if you African, if you like, you know what I'm saying, off the chain African, you ain't going for that bullshit. You going to resist all of that bullshit because it's foreign to you until you get converted into that. And that's what happened. The Portuguese came into Africa and colonized Africa at the same time that they was going into the Americas colonizing everybody. All right. So come up here with some facts, man. If y'all can't tell me anything about y'all, like my favorite question is, who was Africans praying to before their enslavement? They wasn't praying to Yahweh, right? And show us the evidence of a Hebrew presence in the West African culture. Y'all can't do that. And don't use the Bible. I want y'all to use some actual facts. And I will look this shit up because I'm all about studying the history, but I haven't found any evidence that support community of Hebrew Israelites in West Africa before the contact of Europeans. And you don't see that religion. You don't see the Hebrew culture spread out in the areas that we were spread it to post-slavery. You don't see that. Ethiopia, there you go with the Ethiopia. Ethiopia was Ethiopia converted from the Romans. Look the history up. Look at when Ethiopia converted to Christianity, and it'll tell you when they converted. All of y'all are converts. Y'all are rocking that Fugazi. Just like I said, y'all remember being in the lunchroom and somebody wearing some fake ass shit and you got to check the tag. I'm here to check the tag on y'all. I mean, I'm for real, man. I'm like, shoot, man, I'm death row. Come to death row. If y'all sick and tired of this Hebrew shit, come to death row. I'm on that Suge Knight because y'all on that bullshit. Team Africa all day. Come to death row. We weren't talking that. We was not talking no Hebrew stuff. Stop with that Hebrew stuff. We was not talking about it. Show me the evidence. I got book. Page 6 on the slave religion book. It has a detailed account of the Portuguese trying to go into Africa, trying to convert Africans, and they had a hard ass time. Don't you think if we was part of all of that stuff, it would be easier to convert? No. Converts, you are converts. You're wearing costumes. Take that shit off. What my man say, man, Pimp C, take that monkey ass watch off. It's Fugazi, fam. Take that monkey ass watch off. Straight up. Y'all rocking some shit that's not indigenous to your people. And y'all don't want to hear it. I know I'm going to get the Hebrew attack. I know I'm going to get, man, you need to research Utah. I about lost my mind when somebody said, I thought I was joking. Somebody's like, you should have heard. I thought y'all was joking about the Utah shit. Really? I could not believe it. Utah, man. Utah got all the history. Utah got all the answers, yo. We should have been in Utah. We should have a whole movement to go to Utah and shit and figure out what's going on in Utah. Because apparently I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Okay, Utah. Damn. Everything except for West African. Take a DNA test. Some of y'all won't even take a DNA test. Y'all don't believe the shit. But y'all will believe the Bible. I be damned. You can't have it both ways. Let some girl you used to holler at back in the day call your ass and be like, look, man, I think the baby's yours and shit like that. Your ass is gonna try to do everything you can to figure out that it's not your baby. And what type of evidence do we have today for that? DNA. If your ass was on trial for committing a crime and the only damn thing that can get your ass out was DNA, you'll be taking that test then. But you don't want to find out your ancestral home. No, you're a little scared. You know why? Because you've been clinging to that Bible. And I get it. Your grandma probably been talking about the Bible all her life and shit like that. My grandma and shit was talking about, my mama's still on the Bible. And we don't even have these conversations like that because she grew up in a different time. I grew up in a different time where I'm a little bit more woke than what she was. Okay, so I ain't gonna, I know better though. And it's hard to wake up out of a sleep. You've been subscribing to some shit all the time, and then somebody hitting you with these facts. At first of all, it's like, man, I don't know, I'm scared. I want to believe. I don't want to test my faith and all that. You're scared because you don't want to, you've been Christian or you've been this so long, and it's hard to break that stuff. I'm not saying don't believe. I'm just saying look at the science and study outside of the book. I took my DNA test. I'm 50% Nigerian. See what I'm talking about? Bam. I'm 50% Nigerian. You start, that's what's going to pull us together, us knowing who we are. That shit ain't saying America. Now, I got like maybe 0.1% indigenous American or some shit on there. So I'm from America too. I got like 0.1% of my shit. I can technically say it by 0.1% though. But the other shit is like 55% Nigerian, 85% sub. My shit said, what it say? I forgot. I got a brain. It said like 90% sub-Saharan African. I'm like, damn. With my light skin ass, I'm like 90%. That's what's up. I'll take that. But no, for real though, take a DNA test, figure out who you are before you say I'm a Hebrew Israelite from Canaan and all that stuff. No. Don't do that. Figure it out. I'm sick. All my Nigerians in the house. I'm 60% Nigerian. Bam. See what I'm saying? We African, baby. We African. Be proud. Be proud. Be proud of who you are. Be proud. Be proud. Team Africa all day. Shout out. We got more older civilizations in West Africa, man. I'm a Hebrew Aboriginal. Okay. All right. Okay, I hear you. I'm a Jamaican. Jamaicans. Shout out to my Jamaicans. We all just got landed from different areas off of the ship. But y'all need to take a DNA test, man. Don't be listening to these dudes dressed up in these you're like, what's up with the dress up shit? Like, I don't get that either. You get in these costumes and y'all be fronting and shit like that. Like, what's up with the dress up shit? Are y'all even doing some real shit other than dressing up? Like cheerleaders and shit? Power Rangers, somebody said. That was some funny shit. Like, y'all, don't get me wrong. I respect the energy because I like seeing energy like that. I admire the shit in some ways, right? But be on the right sheet of history. Because when I would feel like a fool if I'm dressed up like that and I find out that, hold up, cuz I ain't from Israel. Oh shit, I've been dressed up like this shit for my damn, man. Nah, y'all take this. I'm gonna take this shit the fuck off. Y'all have it back. I ain't wearing this shit. Y'all lied to me, telling me I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Where's the evidence? And don't show me the Bible. And don't show me patches of shit. I need concrete evidence to have a presence of Hebrew culture that transferred from West Africa to the Americas, to Caribbean, to Brazil. Because you do see West African culture that went over to these places. You see that. You see you see that. Majority of us came from over there. And then don't be trying to say that we was already over here. No, all of us was not all the way over here. That's some bullshit. All of us was not all the way over here. Already over here. Some, maybe. And I will never deny that. I don't want brothers to say, well, he's trying to say we never was over here. I ain't say that. But y'all wasn't over here in the numbers to have established a nation or established some type of kingdomship. Y'all need more people is what I'm saying. And the small amount of people that I'm saying that was here came from Africa. That's all I'm saying. And a lot of people don't want to say that. A lot of people don't want to believe that. And hey, that's your opinion. But where are the bones and where are the artifacts where are the artifacts and remains, the skeletal remains? If y'all saying people been over here for so long, you would have more of a skeletal remain presence over here. They will be digging shit all up. Like, yo, look at all of this stuff that we found over here that has the suggestion of a presence of Africans that's been over here. You don't see that shit at all. Now you go to Africa, you go to different places in Africa, you go to Tanzania, you're going to find skeletal remains. You go to Ethiopia, you're going to find some skeletal remains. You go to Kenya, you're going to find some skeletal remains. You go to South Africa, you're going to find some skeletal remains, okay? That is, there's no other place that you have the greater amount of diversity when it comes to older skeletal remains of humans. So if that's the case, how are you going to say we from America when you can't even prove with one or two bones that goes back 50,000 years? Modern man, as far as skeletal wise, left Africa 300,000 years ago. Show us bones that's at least 300,000 years ago in Africa. You can't show it. This is research. There is no bones older than $300,000. I mean, $300,000, 300,000 years that they found in the Americas. Prove it. Don't just talk this shit. You know what I mean? Don't get mad, get smart, prove me wrong. You know what I mean? Like, don't get mad, get smart, prove me wrong. Find the bones, find the evidence. That's me. That's a challenge. That's me challenging you. I'm challenging you. Find me bones in the Americas that predate 300,000 years, that predate modern man. Then you got some legs to stand on. Until then, we don't need to be having this conversation because you need to do more research. Don't come over here and tell me what I don't know. Like, really, do the research. That's right. Don't get mad. Get smart. Don't get mad. Get smart and study and research. Like, please, show me the skeletal remains that predate anything that's African. And then we can close this whole conversation. Other than that, you need to shut the fuck up. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Now you cannot find like America is in the northern hemisphere. That's another thing, right? Y'all don't believe science. Once upon a time, we was in the ice age. The whole fucking North America was a sheet of ice, frozen. So how many people was over here then, living in the ice age, when at the same damn time in Africa, people was eating and just living their best life in Africa? Okay? North America was a whole ice sheet maybe 10,000 years ago. So how can anything survive over there around that time? You're not going to find the damn bones because it was an inhabitable area once upon a time. At the same time, you had people living, surviving, doing just fine in Africa. These are archaic times I'm talking about. But if it wasn't for the ice age, or if it wasn't for those weather phenomenons, you might have would have had people over there. But you people couldn't even survive in America because of the ice age. So you're telling me that people was over there the whole time, and they survived all of that? No, people populated over there a long time ago. I'm not discrediting that, and I will argue with you with that. Like I support that. What I'm saying is, people come from somewhere, and the origin of man is in Africa. People were living in Africa. A whole ice age was going on in the northern climates of Europe. Okay? Now you have a whole collection of Neanderthal bones present in Europe. Okay? You even have those in Europe, but you don't even have bones older than that in America that will make the claim relevant to the argument of African Americans being in America for all of this time. No. And where are the civilizations at? Like, show me the civilizations, because y'all ain't have none. Where are the civilizations? If people was over here that fucking long, other than, well, you got to see the Olmecs. Okay, yeah, but they come from Africa too, in my opinion. And that's way down here. Show me in America landmass, any civilizations that's older than what the one we ended up in. You can't. But you can go to West Africa. I can show you the Songhai Empire. I can show you the Mali Empire. I can show you the Ghana Empire. I can show you the Zulus. I can show you Nubia. We can talk about Kemet all day. Okay? So historically speaking, Y'all ain't have shit going on over there at all. So y'all, I guess it's hard for me to hear y'all talk shit when y'all ain't had nothing going on historically, when in fact Africa had it going on. Like that shit irks me, that anti-Africa shit really does. You know, especially with the Hebrews and especially with this indigenous thing. You know, you don't hear Africans going around saying that shit. Like most of the people that I'm talking to come across, they positive with African Americans. They want to make some type of connection and shit. It's us talking about, well, I ain't from Africa, man. You can be from Africa all you want. Like, come on, man. Take the fucking DNA test and stop kidding yourself. You know what I mean? We all get treated the same no matter where the fuck we at on this planet. You know what I mean? Like, no matter where we at as black people, we all get the same type of treatment. You know? But we want to look at our brothers and sisters in Africa like they some strangers, like they ain't a part of us. Like we are we are our own species of African American people over here and shit. Get the fuck out of here, man. Y'all sound like a bunch of people that's tripping to me. You know what I mean? Like we are our own group of people. Like, don't get me wrong about the African American experience. Yes, we have our own African American experiences. Yes, but you cannot sever your connection from Africa. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? How you gonna sever your whole connection from Africa? You turn your back on your motherland. Like, I don't get it. That's your ancestor motherland. All your ancestors go back to Africa. 71% of African American DNA is Niger California. Look the shit up. But nah, y'all want to believe a Bible that tells y'all the world is like, what, 10,000 years old? Y'all want to believe a Bible that tells you that Moses gave the 10 Commandments and part of the seed. Y'all want to believe the Bible that the Hebrews were enslaved by the Egyptians and built the pyramids. That's what y'all want to believe. Y'all want to believe that, but y'all don't want to take a DNA test. Come to death row. Yeah, I'm on my Suge Knight shit. Heard up, man. Come to death row if y'all want these facts, man. Y'all want these facts? This African history, culture, and greatness? Come to death row. If you tired of hearing people talking about we ain't Africans, come to death row. If you tired of people saying we is Hebrew Israelites and we ain't indigenous to Africa, come to death row. Please come to death row. Cause y'all on that y'all on that puffy shit. Y'all dancing and shit in the videos and shit. You know, y'all dancing in the videos. If y'all like real African history, come to death row. Straight up. Because they can't even tell y'all. Like, there's so much history in Africa, I can't even give it to y'all all. You know what I mean? Ain't no history in America other than the Holocaust history that we went through. You know what I mean? We got a much richer, deeper cultural history in Africa. Not no damn America. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. You Power Ranger dressing motherfuckers. I'm sorry. I'm on one today. Now, don't get me wrong, I love all y'all. But y'all be killing me with this anti-African shit, and I'm just calling it out how it is. Y'all are too anti-African with it. Come on, man. Why y'all gonna shit on Africa like that? Y'all tripping. No, not on my watch. The land of Judah is in fucking Nigeria somewhere. Y'all be out your mind. Weeda. Y'all be tripping. Shout out to my Zulus. Shout out to Nigeria. Shout out to Ethiopia. Shout out to Kenya. Shout out to my African brothers and sisters. You know, shout out to my ancestors. You don't got no ancestors in North America. Like, for real, if y'all think y'all Hebrew Israelites, take your ass to Israel right now. Go over there and be like, yo, I'm a black Hebrew Israelite, and this is the land of my people. You know, we the original people. Go over there and see what the fuck happened to your black ass. See what happened. Look up how the Ethiopian Jews are treated. And they look just like me and you. They black. They look just like me and you. And they get treated just like me and you do over here in America. Ain't that a bitch? And worst, you know? You go over there claiming some shit you ain't. rocking a Power Ranger. Go over there with your Power Ranger costume and see what they say to your ass. Go on over there. Take your ass over there with that Power Ranger uniform and tell them you that and you this. And see what happened to your ass. I'm telling you, yo, you're going to be running back to Africa. You're like, shit, these motherfuckers tripping. Damn. Ain't going to tell you who your ass is. Straight up. Go there. Look at how the Egyptian Jews are treated in Israel, and that's gonna blow your fucking mind. You Hebrew Israelite, purple wearing suit, Power Ranger folks. I'm telling you, man. You know, going over there. You want to be everything except for black. You want to be everything except for African. Like, damn. Take the DNA test. What's wrong? Y'all scared to take a DNA test? I have yet to come across a Hebrew Israelite that have taken the DNA test. They scared. It's like, man, I don't believe in that. I don't know. Let some girl put your ass on child support or something. You'll take it then. Let you be on trial for murder. You'll take it then. But you don't want to figure out your home ancestral land. You rather read a book that has been given to slaves off of the slave ship in the Americas. That's what you're reading. Text from the slave man. Ephesians chapter 6 verse 5, it says obey your slave master. Those are the scriptures read to slaves because we weren't allowed to read anything else. So that's why we had that passion about it. We feel like we got to connect to it, and you feel like you losing your faith. You know, that's something psychologically that went down when we were converted over here to this Christianity and all that shit. It's all, you know, that's why you feel a certain way when people talk the way I do about it. When I say come to death row, y'all get nervous. You know what I'm saying? Because you like, oh shit, man, my grandmama used to talk about it. Your grandma probably got a Bible on her coffee stand and shit like that. I dig it. My grandma did too. You know? And I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying, know the truth. Know the history behind the book. Instead of subscribing to some shit that subscribing to some shit that you just gonna have faith in. You have blind faith in a book that was written by some Greeks and Romans that was designed to control some people. And that's where we're from. And that same book is telling you that people that has this skin is a whole cursed group of people. Come on, man. That's racism, man. Don't get tricked back on the boat, please. I'm trying to save y'all from getting tricked right back on the boat with this African history. Y'all gonna get tricked right back on the motherfucking boat. That's how they trick y'all on the boat. And they used to do shit like that all the time with us. There's a page, I was gonna read it, where they used to trick us on the boat with the color red and shit like that. They say we used to run up to the boat. These Europeans used to raid the red flags, not a red flag, the scarlet red handkerchief. And we came up there to the boat because we were enticed by the color red. And when we got on that boat, they put the damn chains on us and we was off across the waters and shit like that. That was a true story. This was an account that was given by a slave that escaped Cuba. And he was giving us stories about how Africans were enticed by these Europeans. Sellouts. Now, we do have some sellouts in our community, and they need to be called the fuck out. They were sellouts, yes. But was all Africa like that? No. You had Europeans coming on the coast, right? And they had cannons and shit on these fucking boats. You know what I mean? So whoever that was there, the Europeans imposed their power onto these people. And some type of trade initiated, right? Hey, what you got? We got this, we got that. Europeans was like, nah, we need bodies. Okay, well, we're going to take you. The Africans were like, all right, we got some war captives. Give them some of those. And then the Europeans started arming us against each other, giving us these guns and giving us these arms to fight and to run into the community and have slave raids. That's how that shit popped off. Was everybody in there like that? No, you had certain people that took advantage of that slave trade, and some of them were black. That happened. Were all of them like that? No. Okay, so you can't just group a whole class a whole group of people, because most of the people was trying to get the hell out of there and run away. It was the Europeans that funded this shit. Never forget that. The Europeans gave the cannons to these people to contract slaves, pretty much. In my ancestry, my ancestor was kidnapped on a slave raid. My dad, before he passed away, he went to one of our family reunions, and thank God he gave me a book that shows what happened. And you know, I'm a product of a slave raid in Nigeria that went down in Nigeria. You had a lot of beef going on, and you had certain groups of people that was armed, and you had certain groups of Africans that were not. You had certain group of Africans that just sold us out because they was just getting all of this European bullshit. I got a post on my YouTube. His name was King Hafan. He's one of the major contributors, and his ass is wearing a damn British wig on. Who gave it to him? The British people. He's got a damn a musket gun. Who gave him the weapon? Europeans. So they empowered him to enslave us. You know what I'm saying? And if you wouldn't have that power, we probably would have been in there and tore shit up. But certain Africans were empowered by Europeans. When the demand for slavery really kicked off, when the sugar plantations and stuff, when they had this fucking craving for sugar, and they put us to work, the demand came really high. So they used these small little differences that we had together. I don't want y'all to think that we were just beefing over there, everybody. People beef. I talk shit to my cousin all the fucking time, but I love him. That's my cousin. I talk shit to my cousin all the time. We talk shit to each other all day. And people outside of that think that we're enemies. But I love my fucking cousin. I'll never hurt him. But what the Europeans did was said, okay, you got beef with your cousin. I'm going to give you the gun. So the next time your cousin start talking that shit, you take your cousin out. And that's how that shit happened. And the demand increased. They got high from receiving all of that sugar from the plantations, from all of those areas that they sent us from West Africa to. That's why I say you don't see any Hebrew culture over there in these plantations and shit. So they brought us over there to take the sugar cane and to get all of the rum and all of that stuff because they had a sugar addiction. And that's what fueled the intensity of the slave trade. Now, we always was beefing with each other. I mean, like I said, I beef with my cousin all the time, but I love my cousin to death. And I will fight for my cousin. But people that's outside of the brotherhood or the familyhood will try to expose those weaknesses. Like, let's just say if I didn't love my cousin enough, I would have, you know, European come, hey, man, you can stop your cousin from talking that shit. Here's a gun. I'm going to empower you to take power over your cousin, over your people. And that's kind of what it is the divide and conquer mentality. I can show you a picture right now of an African sellout, straight up. We all like that's the one thing about us. We got to call each other out. We need to put their ass on the square, and they need to be judged accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Because they let this whole shit go down. Now, I'm not one to be like, well, Africa was all beautiful and we never had no issues and beef. Yes, everybody had beef. Europeans had a whole 400-year war before they started fucking with us. Once they stopped fucking with each other, the Germans and all of the Europeans and all, they had a whole 400-year war. And once that invention of the gun came in, they stopped fucking with each other. And they brought that energy down to Africa where we was at. Okay? Now, we had tribal issues with each other. That was it. Nothing big, you know. And when they talk about slavery, yes, we might have captives of war, but it wasn't on this chattel slavery that everybody was on. Okay, you know, you can get out of that shit. They wasn't taking your name, your life, and all of that other shit. Europeans had a whole different style. They was coming from a whole different tone, and they took advantage of that shit. So some of these coastal Africans that sold us out, right? Some of the coastal Africans were taking the arms from the Europeans. And that's how this shit started. Some, notice I ain't say all, because all Africans were like that. Now what? And then people say, why couldn't y'all stop it? Well, if you got one group of people that's got cannons and guns, I mean, that just it doesn't you know, the playing field isn't leveled. So, you know, you're gonna have a whole takeover. So that's what happened. People started getting empowered by the Europeans. You know, and that was the original quote unquote sellout. Okay. Now, like I said, I beef with my cousin all the time. I call him, talk shit. We talk shit. I'm like, man, fuck you, man. Blah, blah, blah. You know, and you know, we just, you know, we beefing, but I love my cousin. Right. And that's how Africans were. You act like people was kumbaya all the time. No, you had issues, but Africans knew how to resolve their issues better than just, making prisons and shit like that. Like, they had a way of dealing with their problems. Okay, so that's why you had certain pockets of servitude and stuff like that. But you had, you know, some of those folks that was in servitude got land back, and they were able to move on. They weren't separated from their families. They were able to practice their beliefs, and they didn't lose their language. When they took our ass, we lost every damn thing as a result of it, okay? But the point I'm trying to make is, don't cluster all of that shit together. Don't be saying that you ain't African if you haven't taken a DNA test. And try to study other documents outside of the Bible, because the Bible is not a historical document. I don't subscribe to the fact that I am a Hebrew Israelite, Jew, whatever you want to call those texts. I know that I'm not that. It doesn't make sense to me. The DNA doesn't connect. You know, the culture doesn't connect. You don't have a Hebrew culture in West Africa. Where is the Hebrew culture in West Africa? Where is the Christian culture at that we had in West Africa? We had indigenous cultures, indigenous practices, indigenous beliefs. And that's what made us the prey, because we wasn't going for that shit. You know what I mean? It made us easy targets, because folks that didn't have, you know, the Christian belief or the Islamic belief, or you know, if you didn't have all of that part of the ruling class, your ass was getting enslaved. And more than likely, if you didn't have any belief system like that, if you didn't subscribe to it, those were the folks that got enslaved the most. Those were the folks, the Igbos, the Yorubas, because we practice a different spiritual belief system. And they didn't like that. And they figured that that was a heathen way of living, you know. So, you know. So what is historical documents? I mean, historical documents are primary sources, people that actually been there. Like a primary source is page 6 on slave religion. You have an account of a Portuguese in the area of Gambia trying to convert Africans. That is a historical source. Somebody that was actually there, actually documented it. Not something that you have to believe in because it's in a book, or somebody had prophecy. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, I got a spirit in the night and somebody told me it was going to be like this and I'm going to write it in a book. That's totally different than somebody having an eyewitness account of what's going on and documentation. That's the difference between the Bible and concrete factual evidence. And a lot of people choose to take their faith over facts, choose to take their faith over science. And that's what's fucking y'all up. The Bible was not written by no eyewitness account. Who the hell was there? So you mean to tell me that when Jesus said this and Jesus said that, somebody was just writing it down? Jesus said this, Jesus said that, Jesus said that. No, bro. That shit ain't go down like that. I love the Bible. That's good for you. You obey your slave master like the Bible tell you to, too? Do you obey the slave master like the Bible tells you in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 5? Since you love the Bible so much. Look, I ain't knocking it. I just know it ain't part of us. And I'll be damned if somebody gonna come up here and tell us all of our people, all of African Americans are Hebrews, all of us are Christians. No, we are converts. We converted to this shit. By the sword or by the whip. You know what I mean? Or by the gun. It was those three. You know. But, you know, you can believe the Bible all you want, man. I don't. That's good for you, man. You know, and if it's, you know, if it's going to help you be a better person, hey, so be it. But don't be telling me I'm Hebrew because you're reading some shit that somebody made up. Yeah. What? You know what I'm saying? Look this shit up. I can bring you the Bible verse right now. I just posted it. Obey your slave master. The first scriptures that they was given to the slaves. And that's your book. I believe in the Bible. I hear you, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I feel you. All good slaves supposed to believe in the Bible because that's what it says in that verse. So you're doing the right thing. Because slavery was a choice, is what Kanye told us, right? Slavery is a choice. So there you go. I ain't taking nothing out of context. That's what they said. That's what the Bible said. Y'all need to go by what the Bible said. And it's telling y'all to obey your slave master. That's what y'all need to be doing. Because it was a slave that read that shit to them. Y'all don't want to hear that shit because y'all don't want to associate yourself as being African and all that. Show me evidence of a Hebrew presence in West Africa. Y'all haven't done that. Ain't nobody done that yet. Everybody want to be Hebrew this. Where is the evidence of y'all being there? Where's the Yahweh evidence in West Africa? That's outside the Bible. Y'all can't show me that. Where is it? Show me the evidence before the colonization of Africa, before Europeans contact with us. Show us that Yahweh stuff. Where is it? Show us. Where are the facts? Ain't nobody saying shit. Ain't nobody saying nothing. Y'all just talking shit because y'all know this shit ain't went down like that. I don't get it. Show us evidence of a Hebrew culture in West Africa prior to the contact of Europeans. Y'all can't show us that shit. Show us a presence of the Hebrew culture post-slavery in the Americas, in the Caribbean, in Brazil. Y'all can't show us that. But I can show you West African culture that transferred over. I can show you the masquerades. I can show you all of this African culture that came from West Africa. But where are the Hebrew Israelites at? Where we need you. We don't believe you. We need more people. You know? And I'm not mad. I just want to know facts. Like, I'm not mad. Like, be whatever you want to be. But don't talk up here like we all that and we ain't. Show some facts. Source up or shut up is what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm not mad. Like, you believe whoever you want to believe, but don't come here and tell African Americans who they are if you don't know who you are. That's what I'm saying. If you don't know who you are, you can't tell everybody who they are. If you haven't taken a DNA test, I feel like you don't have enough supportive evidence to say that you're from another landmass other than the one that your DNA points you to. That's what I'm saying. I'm not mad. I'm just stating facts. I don't get mad, I get smart. I don't get mad, I get smart. Because if you can show me some evidence, right? I'll go back and study. Oh, where's the, oh, you got evidence. Oh yeah, hold on, Port City. I got evidence of a Hebrew presence in the Maroons. Because that's where we fled to. Show us Hebrew presence in the Maroons. Because that's where a lot of us ended up at. I've studied the Maroons. There's no Hebrew culture up there. They weren't talking about no Yahweh up there. They weren't talking about no Christ up there. Show us evidence. And stop being anti-African and study that shit. Maybe if you study your real history, you wouldn't be so confused. Igbo is Hebrew. That's bullshit. That's a lie. Y'all be making up shit. Y'all want to throw everything on the wall just to see what sticks. And y'all will run with it. Oh shit, that's it. You're going to throw everything on the wall. You know? Want to put everything on the wall. Just take the damn DNA test, man. Like, what's wrong with that? Take a DNA test. Learn. You know, stop saying, and like, don't even come up here with that Igbos are Hebrew shit. No, the Igbos or the Igbos that are saying that they're Jews are converts. They converted to that shit. That's not their original shit. That's not their original spirituality. Igbos was not talking about no damn Yahweh. They were talking about like a Chinooka, a Chiniku, or a Chi. Totally fucking different. A Chi is different from a Yahweh. You know, y'all need to wake the hell up. Y'all need to wake up. Show us prove where is the African, where is the Hebrew Israelite presence in West Africa. And don't bring up that bullshit map, because I already debunked that Kingdom of Judah map that y'all try to show up there. Y'all try to put this Fugazes, like this Kingdom of Judah map, like, oh yeah, this is us. No, that's because the Portuguese could not pronounce that word, Ouida, and they pronounced it Judah. And shit means help in Portugal. They went there to find the help. The Portuguese went there to find the help. You get it, right? Damn, they don't got nothing to do with Judah or the Kingdom of Judah. That map is an illustration of what the Portuguese wanted to call that area, because they could not pronounce these African names that we had over there. That's why Ouida, Judah ain't the damn same. I made another post about a brother who traveled over there and talked with the people in the village of Ouida. And them Africans was like, we never heard of no damn Yahweh over here in West Africa. We don't know who the fuck you talking about over here. Yahweh, Jesus, none of that stuff happened over here like that. That's what the Africans telling us over there in Ouida, or in the land of Judah, what they alleged, you know? So I'm bringing these facts. I'm telling y'all over there, they ain't hear that shit. They weren't talking that. They was like, we don't know about no damn. Y'all see that? I know some of y'all seen that video. My man's like, I don't know about that. This is Ouida, not Judah. Y'all see something? That's why that Utah shit come from. Ouida, it went from fucking Ouida, Judah. Now y'all talking about Utah. Get the fuck out of here, man. It ain't, it's Judah, it's Ouida, it's Utah. Come on now. You know? So no, the Kingdom of Judah was never in West Africa. Ever, 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 ever. They never called it that. The indigenous people never mentioned anything about a land of Judah in West Africa. Stop with the bullshit. Stop capping. Y'all capping. Study the shit. Go talk to a person that was over there. Go look at the research. Go look at it. You had the Songhai Empire, the Mali Empire. You had all of this stuff, all of these kingdoms and stuff. It wasn't no damn. Where are the Hebrew kingdoms at in West Africa? Where are the Hebrew kingdoms at in West Africa? Can somebody show me a Hebrew kingdom that was in West Africa? Damn. Where is the Hebrew kingdoms at? Where's the Israelite kingdoms at in West Africa, since that's where the Kingdom of Judah is? Where are the Hebrew kingdoms at in Americas, if that's where we at? Like, I mean, where are these Hebrews at? We don't believe you. We need more people. You know what I'm saying? Y'all call that shit out, man. I'm that dude in the lunchroom that's gonna check the back of your shirt to make sure your polo shirt is real. Because if it ain't, I'm gonna call you out. Stop lying to the people on here, telling them that y'all ain't from Africa. If you don't know, take a DNA test. I thought I was indigenous Indian too, or some crazy shit. That shit y'all was talking until I took a DNA test. I was like, damn. Well, maybe I ain't. Maybe I am. You know, like, you have to study this shit. Look out. Hebrew Israelite. That's a whole movement. It's a movement that organically started in America because of the Jim Crow era. That's what happened. It was just black people was tired of being dogged down, and we needed something to cling to. And it was like, all right, let's cling to this. We are the chosen people. And y'all have ran with it in a way where y'all need to chill out with this shit and stop smoking that shit. Okay? There was no Yahweh in Africa. Y'all believe in this shit? That's cap. Look at all of these Christian videos and when these missionaries came to Africa, yo. That's what happened. Y'all are converts, and y'all really good at it. You converted. It was Dr. Henry Clark that said, man, Africans can out-pope the Pope. When it comes to some religion, we can do that shit better than everybody. We better Jews than everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. We better Indians than everybody. You know, you ain't rocking the Indians like we are. You ain't the Hebrews like we are. Like, damn. We can out-pope the Pope. He was right about that shit. R.I.P. to our great Dr. John Henrik Clarke, one of the great master teachers of our time. And if y'all don't know who he is, y'all have been cheated out on y'all history lessons. We can outpope the Pope. We want to be every damn thing. We can outpope the Pope. You know, when we slide in some shit, we rock that shit. Damn. We rock that shit. We Hebrew Israelites and shit. You know. That's who we are. No, motherfucker. We are from West Africa, Niger, California. Find out where that is and study that instead of trying to go to some Canaan and some daggone Israel. Take your black ass to Israel right now and see how they treat you as a black Hebrew Israelite. And y'all get back with me on that. Do that. Go on over there. Since y'all don't want to go to Africa and shit, go on over there to Israel. Go over there and say, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. This is my motherland. You will never hear from your black ass again. I'm telling you. Look at how they treat the Ethiopian Jews over there that look like us. And you telling me I'm that. Nah, man. You know. For real. Y'all are tripping. Everything except for African American is in your DNA. You got brothers and sisters that living in Africa that look just like you. But you claiming some Israel, or you claiming like you've been in America. Like African people, we ain't from Africa. We organically grown in America. Hell no, because if that was the case, if we would have civilizations, we would have kingdoms, some type of kingdomship. Because that's what we do. We build shit and we civilize shit where we went. You know, if you look at the historical document, most of those kingdoms are in Africa. You don't see any of that stuff in there in North America. You don't see it. Because this landmass went through some shit. It had a whole cooling phase. It had a whole ice age. So you didn't have the time for human to just build a civilization and have shit popping off in America like y'all think y'all did. Nah. Now, granted, we might have had small pockets of tribes that got over here. Because you have the oldest boat in West Africa called the Funo boat. It's 8,000 years old. Right? So we had some type of nautical skills. People act like people don't travel and shit. People was cutting trees down and digging out boats and getting in there. You lost. Prove me wrong. Don't get mad. Prove me wrong. Like, don't talk shit. Just prove me wrong. Come on here with some facts and evidence. Get your ass up here and bring some facts and evidence to the table. Because all you doing is talking shit. Other than that, that's kind of how it is right now. You don't got no facts. You just talking that yiggity yak. Like, don't get mad. Get smart. Read some books, man, instead of reading the Bible. I bet you know all the Bible scriptures, but you don't know anything about your African cultures or African civilizations in Africa. If you study Africa enough, you'll have some type of, oh, shit, it makes sense. But nah, you want to study other shit outside of Africa, and it brings you to some other shit, and now you lost in the sauce. And thinking you're a Hebrew Israelite or thinking you indigenous to America, and that's not the case. Take a DNA test. They had a DNA test done on Africans and African Americans in Africa and in America, right? The study showed that 71% of African Americans possess the Niger California DNA. That doesn't lie. Okay? I took my DNA test, said the same damn thing. Several people on here looking at me right now took the same damn test, came up with the same damn results. Am I lying? Anybody on here that has taken the DNA test, 71% chance is African. Am I wrong or am I right? Please tell me in the chat. Please tell me in the chat. I done got a couple of I'm Nigerians in there and all that. People know. I did a 23andMe and then I did an Ancestry.com and they got like an all African company, like all black, you know, if y'all like, man, I don't know, I'm a little weird about this, you know, you could just research the shit and be like, look, man, I just want my shit done by Africans, and they'll do it and they'll send you your results. And then you'll have some type of DNA evidence. You need DNA evidence, archaeological evidence. Okay. And then you take this body of evidence and it tells the story. And the story that I'm getting is we ain't from no damn America. We are from Africa. That's where the human story is. Okay? That's where it's at. Science is telling you that shit, not me. This ain't me just making shit up, just trying to state my opinion. It's the body of evidence that we have. It's the human genome code that that we own. Okay? So show me evidence. Show me. or I'm going to pull your tag and tell you you have a fake polo in the lunchroom, and all the kids are going to start laughing at your ass. That's kind of how it's going to roll. We need evidence. I'm from Sierra Leone. There we go. I'm from Sierra Leone. We got Sierra Leone. That's part of the Niger California area. Nigeria. There you go, Nigeria. That's a part of the Niger California. See, these are real results from real people that has taken real tests. Okay? But y'all get on here and y'all don't want to take no DNA test, and y'all claiming everything except for who y'all really are. And then y'all don't want to believe the DNA test. But if your ass was up on trial for murder, you'll believe a DNA test then. But if your baby mama allegedly want to take you out for court and you want to deny that, you'll believe the DNA test then. I don't understand. Y'all, it ain't making sense. 47% from West Africa. That's what I'm talking about. See? Do the DNA test. It's all going to lead back. Ghana in the house. Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, all of that. Niger, California. And that's going to paint the picture of where all of us are from. Okay? Scientifically speaking. But y'all don't believe in science, but y'all believe a Bible that tells y'all the world is 10,000 years old. I don't get it. The fuck is wrong with y'all? Israel. I hear you, brother. I hear you, man. I hear you. Go on to Israel. Go to Israel and tell them that. Don't tell me that. Go to Israel. This Team Africa over here. I believe you, brother. I ain't knocking you. Go on over there to Israel and see what happened. Go to Israel. Go over there and tell them who you are and tell them that's your land. Tell them you want to claim your shit back and see what happened. They will put you in a body bag, bro. They ain't fucking around with your ass over there like that. Telling you. 46% Nigerian. See, African Americans are starting to find out and realize that we are from Africa. And it's going to hurt some people because y'all are believing this biblical narrative. Some of y'all walking around with feathers and shit in y'all head and shit and doing all of that. You know, not knocking the indigenous, but if that ain't you and you claiming it and that ain't you, I mean, you rocking the fake polo. You need to check the tag on that thing because that shit fake. You don't believe in the Bible or corrupt group DNA test, whatever. Now the DNA is corrupt. Come on, man. Really? No, that Bible that you're reading is corrupt. It was written by some motherfucking corrupt people. People that wanted to fuck your mind up. Don't come at me with no dumbass Bible shit that's not historic. I'm sorry. I don't mean hurt your feelings and all, but that shit is fugazi to me. You know, it's fugazi. Prove that the human race started in Africa. You can go all the way back to Australopithecus africanus, found in Africa. Like, that's a 7 million year old skeletal remain. And that's the foundation of what humans branched off from. What are you talking about? You had hominids all in Africa. What you saying? There's plenty of proof. Africa has the most genetic diversity on the planet. The Khoisan has the oldest DNA on the planet. Come on. What you talking about? What are you talking about? You know? Straight up. And I still haven't heard, like, I've been on here and I'm still waiting on somebody to show me evidence of a Hebrew culture or Hebrew community in West Africa prior to contact with Europeans. Y'all ain't saying that. Y'all just spitting out shit from the Bible. But no one has come on here and told me that. No one. But y'all Hebrews. Where y'all at? Where the people at? Where the Hebrew people at when we needed y'all in West Africa? Where the hell was y'all at? Where was the kingdoms at? Where was the Hebrew kingdoms at that was set up in the Maroons? Because that's where Africans went. Show me the evidence. And then y'all talking about, well, Africa is not the cradle of humanity. Where is it then? Africa got the most genetic diverse of animals and shit like that. Animals, you have no other, life has had to have started from there. You have no other place on the planet we have a dense amount of genetic diversity. And my man saying is America. At the same time, you had a whole ice age going on in America. A whole ice sheet. You couldn't even plant crops over here. You was gonna die. But in Africa, you could. Life ain't starting in America. What the hell is y'all thinking? So now life started in America. This is what happened when y'all read the biblical text and you believe it. And now we're 2022 and you got people not even believing they're African. That's what happened when you subscribe to some fake ass shit. You think you're not from here. Or not from Africa. Life started in Africa, literally. It started there. We have the oldest human skeletal remains there. You cannot find any other place on the planet where you have the most collection of the most diverse amount of human skeletal remains going back to Australopithecus africanus. These are facts. People who read know what I'm talking about. Okay? You had Lucy, Australopithecus. They just found another spot in South Africa off of the Homo line. No homo. But still, seriously though, we have all types of humans that came out of Africa, you know, because that's where the origin of man started from. But can you find me those bone collections in America? No. Since we from America, no. Homo nadeli. Yeah, that's it. Nadali. I can't pronounce that correctly. But yes, that archaic human lived in South Africa about 300,000 years ago. At the same time, humans did too. We have the most genetic diversity in Africa. Do you find all of this stuff in North America? No, you ain't gonna find that. You ain't gonna find that shit there. It just doesn't. You don't have that. You don't have a presence there because at that time something was going on this side of the continent. You had a severe climate change. You know, the northern whole hemisphere was covered in ice. You know, straight up. But we everything except for African though. Hebrew Israelites, y'all tripping. Y'all tripping, man. I'm sorry, man. I hate to bust y'all little Hebrew Israelite bubble, but I mean, I don't see a presence of Hebrew culture in West Africa prior to the contact with the Europeans. I don't see that stuff until the missionaries came in to the interior of Africa. That's when you start seeing Christianity at a rise. When the trade came in there, and then when you had more exposure to Europeans bringing in that way of life into Africa, the missionaries and shit like that. And then when the Africans that left and converted, right, they converted and then they came back into the interior of Africa, then it started to spread. Do you live in Africa? No, but I visit Africa. What you trying to say? I visited. Have you been to Africa? I want to go back. I want to go back to Africa. But yeah, you know, that's how it went down. You have Ogums, the Orishas, you have a lot of West African culture that went over to the Americas, but you don't see no Christian stuff unless it was imposed on us. You don't see any Hebrew stuff because, you know, you don't see any of that. This dude think we from Africa. Okay. Where you think we from? Utah? Where we from? 700, where we from? Tell us, please. Have you taken the DNA test? Don't talk that shit if you ain't take that DNA test. We're not all Africans. Okay, what are we? Here we go. What are we if we're not all? We're Utah. We from Utah. We from the nation. That's it. The nation of Utah. Oh my God. What part of Africa my family from? Nigeria. It connects to Nigeria. Straight up. Do you believe in the Bible? You believe in what that Bible telling you? 700, 346? Because you ain't believing in this science apparently, but you believing in the Bible scriptures? Are those facts to you? What the Bible tells you, is that facts? He trying to brainwash us. No, you are brainwashing yourself. I don't brainwash nobody. What the fuck are you talking about? No, I read books, I study history, and I research. I'm a researcher. I put out facts. That's what I'm doing. Okay? That's what you're hearing. Brainwash. I ain't trying to brainwash y'all. Y'all make up your own mind. I'm not trying to change y'all minds. I'm just letting y'all know that we from Africa, and I'm letting y'all know you trying to brainwash us thinking that we're Hebrew Israelites, or trying to brainwash us thinking that the whole landmass was covered with Africans, Americans. No, it wasn't. You might have had a small group of black folks over here, but not in the numbers to start a nation or to resist this transatlantic slave trade. The kingdom of Judah is in Utah, they say. I know, right? Oh my God. The kingdom of Judah is in Utah. We all should have been in Utah. If I'd known that, man, America wasn't a thing. All day. I love y'all. I gotta go, fam. I gotta go.